everybody, I'm Chad, and you're watching my show, formerly known as Dodger Show. Do you have to be moving while I'm trying to do the intro? This is Samson. Hi. He's going to be here. Alright, let's just jump right into it. Guys, it's been a very, very exciting past week. Let's see, gay marriages everywhere, Confederate flags are getting taken down, terrible criminals are being caught. Most importantly, you're done. Was there a bird on my shoulder just then? No, there wasn't. Anyway, Arkham Knight came out. Guys, the game is so good. It's so good. If you like the series at all, if you've never played it, it's excellent. I have not played a game that I have wanted to keep playing in a long time. It sounds really cynical and jaded. Usually I play a game for like an hour and I'm like, okay, whatever, a bunch of side quests. This game is the perfect balance of every 10 to 15 minutes giving you a new like mission or objective, something to do that's different and fun. Oh my god, so good. But a lot of people are pretty upset about it if you have the PC version. I have it on PS4, so you guys, PC can just suck it right now, because finally I have an advantage. I also have a PC. Why am I shit talking PC users? I have a PC. This is the first main AAA release since Steam's refunds programs came out. There's been a lot of games released since then, but this is pretty much the first big one, I think. A lot of pre-order bonuses, a lot of hopes and expectations. People are kind of ragging on Rocksteady, and I understand why. The PC release came out with a lot of graphical, technical limitations, 30 frames per second being max. They actually pushed the game back several months ago to have a better product. So Rocksteady clearly at least wishes to have a product that you're going to enjoy. Guys, by the way, the console, again, spectacular. It's like right over there. I want to go play it right now. But people are kind of getting on Rocksteady, and because of the Steam refund program, they've lost some money. A lot of people returned the game, and they actually have pulled the game from the shelves, digital shelves. Imagining the internet is a Best Buy, and some internet man made of ones and zeros has quickly grabbed all the digital copies of Batman Arkham Knight before you play. And I don't really know why people are so mad. Like, I get being upset. You want to play this game and it's not working for you. So far, Rocksteady and Warner Brothers seem to be doing exactly what you want. This is the ideal consumer experience. You guys returned the product, you guys complained about it, they pulled the product back and are going to re-release it. I get it. It's lame. It should have come out good the first time, but this is exactly what you should want. And also, this, guys, I don't know, I'm not just trying to sound so biased, they clearly put a lot of care and attention into this game. Like, for example, if I may, there are so many details they didn't have to do or put in the game. Like, you can be in Oracle, otherwise known as Batgirl, formerly Batgirl's office and lair, and if you just snoop around, you can accidentally discover a clock that you can hack and open up a secret compartment where Barbara has had her old Batgirl costume put up really nice, and there's like old newspaper clippings of when she saved her dad. It is great and a touching little thing of a character remembering her past. They didn't have to do that. Like, there's a million things like it in the game. So don't come down so hard on Rocksteady. Give them a break. Let's hope it doesn't take them months to fix this. But when it does, please check it out. It would be really interesting to see how many sales they overall lost. I don't know if they'll ever release the projected sales or guaranteed pre-orders or sales they'd already made, and then they'll release it versus the new sales afterwards. But it'd be interesting to see. And also, guys, this is going to be really good for games overall. I gotta imagine there's been some emergency meetings with developers and publishers of upcoming titles, seeing this happen and saying, let's not make sure that happens to Far Cry 5 or Assassin's Creed. Fucking Ubisoft doesn't care about Assassin's Creed. But you understand the point. And more comic book stuff. Are any of you guys reading Secret Wars? I guess if you're a Marvel fan, you're supposed to. I've been preparing for it for the last 2 years. Everything Jonathan Hickman, the main guy running Secret Wars, has been doing in New Avengers and Fantastic Four. It is nonsense. I have no idea what's going on. There are 30 Thors. I understand the concept. If you don't know what's going on in Secret Wars, this is Marvel's first reboot of the whole universe. They've done little stuff, or they've reset the main character's continuity. Don't even start on Spider-Man Brand New Day, where they changed everything from the last 40 years. This is the first universe-wide reset. And if you don't know why it's going on, it's basically because Marvel has their main comic book continuity, they have the Marvel Cinematic Universe continuity with some really big characters they want to bring over, like, you know, Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury, and then they have the Ultimate Universe, which was made roughly like 15 years ago to have a jumping on point for new character stories, and that's all gone pretty much downhill. There's a few good characters left, the main of which is the new Spider-Man, Miles Morales. If you haven't heard of him, he is the African-American kid who inherits Peter Parker's identity, costume, name, and some similar powers, living in the shadow of the former Peter Parker after he passed away. It's a really good story, and Marvel wants that character with the rest of their normal characters. So now we have this massive reboot where everything's getting changed, and I'll probably be mad about it for the next 5 years. But other than just pissing me off over things like, you know, Magneto's not Quicksilver or Wanda's dad anymore, which is super dumb. It's all because of the Fox stuff. That's a whole other conversation. I'm sorry. Dodger, I'm sorry I'm messing up your show. But besides all the stuff that really just annoys me personally, there's been a lot of conversation over the identity of Peter Parker and Spider-Man and Miles Morales, especially with the new Spider-Man movie that's going to come out. They've announced a new actor, again, a young, white, male actor, going to play Peter Parker, obviously. Though if he played Miles Morales in blackface, that would be an interesting call. But a few leaked emails have specified that a directive has come on down from up on high from the executives of these films saying Peter Parker has to be a white male, he must never have sex, must be under 16, must never smoke, must never drink. These are kind of just like standards of establishing a brand or a character type. But the thing that's got everyone in the hubbub is the idea that Peter Parker has now been decreed he needs to be a white male. And before you get your Tumblr pitchforks all riled up, look at the mindset behind it. I think I can totally see why they're saying this. And also on top of this, Stan Lee, the man who either, as far as your opinion, either created everything in the Marvel Universe or just kind of took the credit from a bunch of other artists, it's a fun history. Stan Lee has come out and said he doesn't know why Peter Parker should ever not be a white male. And let me specify, make sure you pay attention, he said Peter Parker. Because right now Marvel has announced that the upcoming new reboot of Spider-Man, that just says Spider-Man in the comic book, will be Miles Morales, the Black Spider-Man. So, as far as the idea, it's kind of like keep Peter Parker, and let him be a white kid, and let him have his own stories. Miles Morales can be his own thing. But it's kind of come up with this whole question over what will actually be the best for the growth of different ethnicities, different races, different horse people. There's some horse people. No one talks about the rights of the horse people in the Marvel Universe. Beta Ray Bill, I'm looking at you. I think it's really cool that Miles is getting back in, and I'm not at all upset that he's not the face of the new movie. It would have been cool, but guys, Peter Parker and Spider-Man is the brand. Why would they ever take a chance until they're completely burnt out on it, even though you think they might be after this will be the third franchise? Don't get so upset. There are other chances for other characters. And also, let me just ask this question to you, something I've been thinking about for a while. I know this is not really probably how I'm supposed to handle news. Again, sorry, Dodger. But think about it is, do you think the best way for us to have really cool minority or female characters is to make them versions of popular characters? I think it'd be much more interesting to have, you know, even Miles Morales, who's really cool. He lives in the shadow of Peter Parker. You can't have Miles Morales and everything that makes him who he is without having the shadow of a more powerful, more famous white kid on top of him. There's other examples in other, even Marvel and DC. Let's see, like Bunker on the Teen Titans. I guess I go with Batwoman. That's kind of a stretch because she's still in the Batman universe. There are other examples of characters who have minority traits, and they're not in the shadow of other main characters. And that makes them more interesting. And we should kind of go off that same way. There should be more interesting black superheroes than Miles Morales or Sam Wilson, the Falcon, who's just Captain America. Do you understand, like, this idea that Sam Wilson is not famous or well-loved because he's Sam Wilson the Falcon? And those are probably sure a little bit of fans from Captain America. Right now, Sam Wilson is still just kind of redoing a white character's role. I think there's a chance to do some really cool, unique, original characters. And by the way, if I may, if you're going to have a black African-American character play Captain America, why not do the Patriot? Guys, there's a really cool story that's kind of half and half assumed as real continuity in Marvel, where the first people used in the super soldier program that made Captain America were African-American soldiers, which is kind of this really heavy commentary on African-American soldiers in the earlier wars being used as more grunts and cannon fodder. So they used African-American soldiers for the first stage of testing when there was less likely a chance for them to survive. And if you believe it, the first Captain America was African-American. That's really cool. I don't know why they didn't have Patriot, his son, who's currently in Marvel Universe, become the new Captain America. Anyway, sorry, that is not news. Let's go on to the next topic. And I know I kind of labeled this comic book news, but there's one article I can't believe no one else is talking about from the last couple days. Guys, they're making a Rampage movie. God, I hope Dodger hasn't already talked about this, but guys, they're making a Rampage video game movie starring The Rock. If you don't understand the beauty that is The Rock, you need to understand he is our best action hero right now. Not Chris Pratt, not the rebirth of Arnold Schwarzenegger, not that was a little whiny, wiry guy, Jason Statham. The Rock is our hero. Now, if you don't believe me, I will tell you, go watch Fast 5, go watch The Rundown, and just go watch like some montage of him powerbombing people in WWF. He is our hero. I almost went to go see San Andreas just for him, and also Alexandra Daddario, what her name is, and Carla Gugino, whatever her name, both very pretty. Anyway, he is going to be the face of this Rampage movie. So I kind of assume it's probably like San Andreas meets Godzilla, where either The Rock is going to become one of the monsters. I'm not sure yet. I think he's either going to become one of the monsters and fight back, or somehow he is going to have to just use his army military skills and lead a SWAT team and take down these monsters. Either way, pretty dope. If you're not familiar with the Rampage video game series, it's been several years since one has come out. It is mindless arcade fun where you just play as either a giant lizard, a giant wolf, or a giant monkey. The wolf is clearly the best one to play. Everyone wants to play as Ralph the Wolf, and you just smash buildings and avoid military grunts. Pretty solid gameplay. Now, a few questions come into play. What is it going to be about? Will the monsters from these sequels, like the lobster and the rhino, and I'm assuming a platypus monster, I can't remember what the third one was, will they, probably a mouse, I'm going to stick by that. Are they going to also be in the film, or are they for sequels? I think we need to get behind this. Guys, this sounds like a terrible, terrible film, but I'm so excited. If The Rock, what if The Rock turns into a giant version of himself? There's no like, oh, turned into a monster. He just turns into a 50-foot man and he just punches out what I assume are going to be serious looking monsters like Godzilla or Cloverfield, and not just like cartoony, dopey wolf monster. There's not much else to that story. I'm just super stoked about it. Okay, I think that's enough. You guys have probably mostly stopped watching this video at this point. Thank you for watching. Dodger, thank you for letting me do this video. If you guys are familiar with me, I used to do stuff with Polaris. I now work over at DreamWorks. I miss you all. I am working on a very cool thing that I can't tell you yet. They're going to announce it like later this fall at one of the Comic-Cons, I think is the idea. And next summer or fall it's going to come out, and hopefully you will love it and not hate it. It's going to be pretty tight. In the meantime, you should check out some other stuff I make. I do a very cool podcast with Dom and Paul from Continue Show called Goosebuds, where we read Goosebump books and make fun of them / give them very serious critiques. Dodger, I think you're supposed to be on the show at some point, so you can check that out. I'll put a link somewhere to that show on YouTube. And I also do another one with my writing partner called Paranoia Shop, where we cover ghosts and conspiracy theories and the paranormal and Mothman. It's called Paranoia Shop. I'll put the word here. You also check that out. Guys, please, I miss all of you so terribly. If you don't know who I am, I'm sorry for offending you with my face when you expected Dodger. Thanks for letting me do this. I am going to... What am I going to go do? I guess I'm going to go play Batman. That's a legitimate question. I couldn't have been anything funnier. I'm going to go play Batman. See you guys.